The final series, we're leaving. We're going back home to the West Coast. Padres.
Yeah.
Padres, Dodgers even. San Diego and LA, the 9:37 game. This is going to be, me and Trevor are going to be watching these games on the moon, if you know what I'm saying. I know our guy Dallas Braden does. Again, division rivals here. San Diego and LA. There's some blood there. Soto talking about it while they were celebrating. He's telling the San Diego fans, head up. 2-hour drive. Why not? But then you got to park at Chavez Ravine, and you know how long that takes.
Well, yeah, you take the I-5.
You take the 5, get off on the 405. But if you time that wrong, Trev,
that's such a messed up voice, bro. I'm offended by that.
you should be. I want to hear your New Yorker impression. The Freeway Series. These Dodgers because they won 111 regular season games. They went 14-5 versus the Padres this year in the regular season, as they basically did to every team. So Padres, par for the course, not bad. It looks like Kershaw, Urias, and then an Anderson-Gonsolin hybrid. We know the Dodgers won't be scared to execute their bullpen in almost Rays-like fashion. They come from that Rays school if they need to. Second lowest bullpen ERA, a 2.87. Their starters had the best ERA in baseball this year. You may not know some of their back-end relievers like you used to know, but those guys got it done. Phillips, Vesia, he's actually had some big playoff moments by this point. And everybody in their lineup. You might even own their baseball card because those are the dudes of all dudes in that lineup. And then San Diego, you just saw what they did. Looks like Clevenger would be the one getting the pill in game 1, who he hasn't been, true to Mike Clevenger form this year, and the Dodgers actually banged him around a few times. And then, then they'll have their other dudes ready to go. Darvish, Snell, Musgrove. So, and we saw different Padres step up versus the Mets. And Trev, this series is brought to you by the John Boy Media Store. Buy yourself some merch. Me and Trev are wearing the same hat today. I was just wearing our John Boy Media kind of college sweater the other day, and Jess was like, "Oh, you look nice," which is rare. Don't get a lot of those. And
not just for adults. Teddy had his John Boy Media hoodie on.
Kids.
He goes to school, and the kids are like, "You like John Boy?" It makes me so happy and proud, man.
Yeah. Not a lot of Jake fans at the elementary schools.
And Teddy's like, "Yeah, my dad's a freaking YouTube star. I did not know that."
My dad is a TikToker. His name is Jack Doyle. Where do you go with this series, Trev?
This is what I start to think about, okay?
Okay.
14-5. That's a big number. And I've just said on some of the other previews, who gives a shit what happens in the regular season when it comes down to it? The postseason is just a different animal. I think there is, I think the Padres look at the Dodgers as like, okay, this is a juggernaut. But it's funny to me, or not funny, it's just an interesting vibe when you think about the type of alpha personalities that are on the Padres. I mean, they're taking the Polaroids in the dugout, looking all fly. Manny Machado is an alpha. Joe Musgrove just showed he's an alpha. What did he do the eastbound and down thing? Jimmy put that on his breakdown, like this thing. Like everybody on that team feels like they're the best player in the world. But then they see the Dodgers and they're like, oh shit, those are the best players in the world. It's a weird thing, dude. I'm curious to see what kind of energy the Padres come out with. Like, I think it's very, very important for them to go get one of these first games. The first game. Because if you just go in the Dodgers steamroll you game 1, it's like, damn, more of the same. More of the same.
So,
but if you go take game 1 from them, it's like, hey, we're hot off this series. We just beat the Mets, who won 101 games. We're going to go get Bilbo Baggins in that 111. You understand what I'm saying? Like, it's
no,
it's alphas looking at another team being like, wow, I've never really felt lesser in my life, but it's the Dodgers. I think the Dodgers deserve that respect too. They've earned it. Those guys in that squad have earned it. I don't think the Padres are scared. I'm not saying that. In fact, I'm almost saying the opposite, but I think they do need to win game one.
I'm going to extend it to 2 games because you have Clevenger going in the first game, who you've, announced as your 4th starter because you had your 3 best starters go. You have to win one in LA, and because of that 14-5. Because, Trev, this is where the spin zone comes in, and you asked me this at the start of today. 14-5, if you win one of those first 2 games, it is completely out the window. And you go, great, congrats on your 14 wins. They are useless now. When you lost 14 out of 19 games in the regular season, and then you lose the first 2, it is over. So that is where San Diego, with 1 win in those first 2 games, can flip the whole script and put it on its head and line up those 3 dogs that they have in their rotation right now. Now, that's an easier task said than done because the Dodgers are thinking the same thing. And they do not want to give the chance, and that's where these 5-gamers are tricky. You steal one on the road, that means you've got 2 chances at home to end a team's season and advance to the next round. And whether we're talking the Phillies and their big 2 guys in the rotation, or we're talking the Padres and their big 3 guys in the rotation, you do not want to give a road team that opportunity. Even the Guardians, we'll see what they do. Bieber, McKenzie, Quantrill, and those guys. But if the Yankees, if they get split, that's a bad feeling. You don't think Seattle is going to be rocking their first playoff games in 2+ decades? Even a Houston team that has seen a lot of shit, they have not seen what that environment in Seattle is going to look like. They're going to be looking at shoes on their head. They're going to be looking at crazy, just Northwest people losing their minds. San Diego has to win one of the first 2 games with that 14-5 looming and who the Dodgers are. And by the way, they're feeling good. The 2 going West Coast to East Coast to West Coast flight-wise, that's tough, and you're going to feel that a little bit at some point. We'll see. You got playoff energy. But by the way, we are in full-blown blow the stats out the window because Trent Grisham is no longer regular season Trent Grisham. Josh Bell is no longer regular season Josh Bell. These Padres, some fun storylines here. Soto and Trey Turner on opposite sides of the field. We just saw that with Scherzer as well. I'm starting to drink a little bit of Padres Kool-Aid, and maybe it's just recent memory from what's happened last night. I've believed in this team too much all year for what ended up being an 89-win team and a team that doesn't have arguably their best player. I still really like this squad, man, and I think there is something to galvanizing, and we saw it a little bit with the Braves last year with Acuna out. There is a little something to baseball and galvanizing when you're missing a guy who's supposed to be a dude from you. You kind of look at each other a little differently. Like, we all have to step it up a little bit. And when you're having Austin Nola put balls in the hole, when you're having Ha-Sung Kim put together good at-bats, Trent Grisham and Josh Bell are scary at-bats in the playoff. This Padres team has the formula that has been proven to work in recent playoff years and past playoff years. We haven't seen Josh Hader fully unleashed yet. He got his 1 inning clean in. He got that done in. Did you see Suarez throwing the pill last night? How's your casual 101? Like, you're looking for a breakout bullpen guy? I think Suarez might be your dude. That guy throws nasty stuff. Josh Hader can end games for you. You're going to get an effort from your rotation every day. And you've got Soto and Machado in the middle of that lineup with other guys contributing. That's a playoff formula. It's just they are playing the big bad wolf, and will it be enough? And every other team this year, it has not.
I was going to say, you can say all you want.
Yeah.
and dream and wish all you want, but it still is the Dodgers. And I know that's lazy analysis, but it's the truth, dude. This team is really good. The one thing we can talk about, I guess, with the Dodgers, the lineup is set. It's deep. It's ridiculous. The starters we know are going to be good. They have been. I think we're going to see what they do game 4, see how Gonsolin's feeling. There's a couple guys we're waiting on some news, Dustin May, Blake Trinan, because the bullpen there, we know they don't have a set closer. Is Gratterall going to be the guy? Is he going to be their high leverage guy? Like who? I'm very curious. They say they're going to play the hot hand, whoever matches up best. But that's going to be, I talked about it before, managers earn their money in the postseason by their pitching decisions. Dave Roberts, when you listen to Dodgers fans talk, he doesn't have the greatest track record with that. So we'll see how much of that is actually in his hands, or if the front office is like, you know what, why don't we just go ahead and make those decisions? I'm not really sure, but one thing's for sure, they have the depth to do it.
Yeah.
But it's finding the right guys at the right time. I think the Dodgers will be able to do that, but if that's one thing that you want to point to for the Dodgers, it's that. You know, they don't have a set back end, although their bullpen has been excellent. So it's like you're really, really nitpicking here, but
that's
you know, that could play some factor.
I said it with the Braves in Houston. Again, weakness on this Dodgers team, which is all sorts of ironic, are their pitchers' names. The name value in the bullpen and some of their starters, you know, whether it's Anderson or Gonsolin or whoever, doesn't ring as hard as a Snell or a Darvish or Scherzer or DeGrom or whatever it is. Statistically, those guys dance with anyone. And yeah, I mean, my Jakey, you know, kind of douchey phrase of the day would be, you know, they have 5 guys that I would love in the 8th inning between Bruce Starr and Chris Martin and Tommy Kahnle and Vesia and Phillips. We'll see if we love them in the 9th, or if we have the alpha dog step up. Anything else on either side jumping? Oh, Trevor, you have your hand raised.
Yes, thank you. I just want to say this. I rarely want to put myself in somebody else's shoes. I mean, I do have empathy, and that's not what I'm talking about.
Okay.
Rarely am I envious of a position that some other person is in. I really love my life. I do.
Okay. Huge.
Joe Musgrove, though. 100 M's in the bank. 6'5". Hot ears, getting massaged during a game, pitching for your hometown team in the playoff, the first time they've had a playoff game in 16 years. Like, dude, I don't know if it gets any better than that. Like, doing it for your city, he's spraying champagne with the shades on, doing the freaking post-game presser with the shades on. Yeah. Like, I think for a day, especially on a start day, because the rest of the days, you know, starting pitchers are absolutely ridiculous.
Napping,
yeah. What do?
Sleep.
Eat seeds and some gummy bears, which is also not too bad. I want to be Joe Musgrove for the day he starts, man. I think that is so cool. I'm looking at that. Is he going to get, what game is he going to get?
In San Diego, game
3 or 4.
Yeah.
Dude, think about that. Jake, where'd you grow up again? Fucking
Connecticut. I mean,
if
I got a start for those Hartford Whalers, the emotion coming out of me would be different. Say Whoville?
That was pretty good.
Got to give me the Shire at least. Come on. This is a Talkin baseball pod.
You fit in the Shire for sure.
High school, when I could grow out my curly hair, you would have liked that. Yeah, I mean, give me Joe Musgrove in San Diego.
To push it to a game 5?
To push it to 5 or to clinch it? Trev.
Take your pick, playa.
You saw me do this the wild card round. I was making my picks, and I go, oh, my God, I'm picking all the home teams, and there's no chance this works. I said, which home team do I think is susceptible, and which team is going to be good at being the bad guys? I said Seattle. They rewarded me at the end. I'll go down, it's baseball, so there's no way I go 4 for 4 here because I'm taking the 3 favorites, and I basically was looking for one not to take. I'm about these Padres, man. Like Soto is going to be a problem every at bat. You know who loves being the bad guy more than any other MLB baseball player?
Manny Machado.
Manny Machado, who, by the way, had a little Dodger stint. We all remember that, right? Manny Machado, those two are a problem every time, and when they get contributions elsewhere offensively, you feel that. They get some strong defense, man. Ha-Seong Kim, watching him play short is fun. Cronenworth, Machado, Trent Grisham, Jurickson Profar. This team plays good defense. They have the big threats in the lineup. They have other guys contributing. They've got dudes in the back end that can ruin you. They've got the big three in their rotation. Never mind if Clevenger chips in. And all that being said, the Dodgers are a better team, but I'll take a chance on the Padres. In 4,
Padres.
Joe Musgrove.
Oh,
the
Joe
place goes nuts. Burn it down.
I mean, I would love to see that
The
happen.
Queen is dead.
The Queen is dead. Joe Musgrove is alive. Nice ears. Alfonso Marquez knows that very well.
Did something for me.
Pitching, and I gotta shout this out. Pitching Ninja put out the video of like him going behind the ear and then the coin coming out like your grandpa used to do. That got me. I was pretty happy with that one. All right, Jake. I think that I do love the story of the Padres. I love that character arc, kind of in the shadows, and then get to the postseason. It's almost like the quote unquote ugly girl puts her hair down and takes her glasses off, and all of a sudden, like, oh yeah, she's hot.
Ooh.
That used to happen in the movies, doesn't happen anymore because that sets the bad example, because beauty comes from within.
Yep.
But if we're back in those days, could the Padres be that girl? I don't think so. I think the Dodgers are too good. I think the Dodgers win this one, even though they have a bazillion left-handed pitchers, and that scares me a little bit. I know I shouldn't be. The numbers tell me not to be scared of. I'm a little scared of that. If Brandon Drury all of a sudden decides to go off and just hit a couple timely homers, he looks good in the uni. Aesthetically pleasing, I give this series. I rank it high also. I like this. I like the blue matching up with the yellow. The brown is interesting against those crisp Dodger whites. I give it an 8.5 on my scale of aesthetically pleasing. We've had some really nice matchups this divisional round. I'm taking the Dodgers. I think they get it done. I think this one does go 5, though. I think Joe Musgrove pushes it to game 5, and the Dodgers win that game.
You could be right.
Mookie Betts just bowled a 300 because why the fuck?
I mean, that was... You talked about Peter Moylan playing golf while the Mets were fighting for their season's life. Mookie Betts just chunking bowling balls while other people are like throwing up in their shoes getting ready for playoff series was like, oh yeah, that's right. This team didn't care about the regular season. No. They won $111.
They didn't even try to win 111 games, and they just did.
Like out of
Walker
spite.
Buehler didn't contribute at all.
0. Brought the staff ERA up.
Jacob deGrom is coming to this team next year. Like, it's going to be a shit show.
Don't tell Mets fans that. Trevor, anything else for the good people?
That's it. Hey, enjoy the games, man. These are some excellent baseball players. No matter what happens, I think the games are going to be good. There's not going to be any snooze fest type of thing going on here. And keep it locked in here. The streams will be fun. You guys are going to be doing those. And then we'll be going every single day, recapping the games.
That's all we know. That's all we know. John Boy.
Are we going to get the return?
We are going to get the return of John Boy.
Prodigal son?
I guess he'll be with the live stream on Tuesday night. And then we'll record Talkin' Yanks. And then he should be here for Talkin' Baseball Wednesday a.m. So
I'm going to give Joms a shout real quick.
Give him a shout. Give him an ear shout.
People have been getting on him, how he's not on these shows as of late. I know this. He wants to be on these shows. There is a lot of things going on with our company, with his family. He wants to be working. That's like where he finds his peace.
That's what he likes.
He likes talking ball. Yeah. He likes doing breakdowns, all that stuff. He's ready to go. I can't wait. You know what though?
Yeah.
You got to give him a little shit.
Oh yeah.
Just a little bit.
I mean, that's family. That's love.
Damn.
Guys, we will see you Wednesday morning. Tuesday, take a half day, or don't even, just put up an auto email reply. Like,
Happy Indigenous Peoples Day. Jake sucks.
like that. Yeah, just put up one of those auto reply emails that's like, I may be delayed in getting back to you because I'm working on
Baseball
something.
season,
Yeah.
motherfucker.
Yeah.
Hey, Brandon Marsh, he didn't like his hair and his beard. A woman commented to us on Twitter that that's all that she likes. So that's
Not a Jake fan then.